Oh, we're just trying to get through 2 days, and we've had a great summer. So that discussion will not be common throughout. I can't say Gainesville because it probably will Gainesville, but certainly not in the facility. Yeah, you get your starters and your guys back. You know, we always try to look. I have a tendency of always looking a day ahead. What happens when we lose some really good players, and we've recruited very well. I'm very pleased with some of the guys, but we got to continue that. So. You know, Chuck Heater, who's coached a lot of football games, he's one of the few guys that has actually 3 national championships, and he won one at Notre Dame in '88. And he says, you know, he made a comment to me one day. He said, "I've never been able to walk into a room before and have, regardless, every start and every backup back." And that's all that goes to the wayside here in a minute when we start practicing. But it's a good feeling to have a lot. The good thing is they're good players and they're good people. Some people would rather not having their team back. I'm glad they're back. There's only one way that I know how to do it, that our staff and the approach we take is make everything really hard. And obviously training camp in itself is very difficult down in the Florida heat, and it's probably we're trying to make it more difficult than it's ever been, because once we get them, there's really not that issue. It's when they're not with us. I don't want to say I'm horrified about that, but because I love our players and I think they are focused. But once we start camp, we're just trying to get to Tuesday afternoon, and they understand that. The best thing about Tim is you put Tim on a very average to below average team, and he's really good. He's not, you know, accomplished what he's accomplished, and you know, you take, for example, the SEC championship game, and Tim would be the first one to tell you that we played obviously a great team, a great environment, but our defense held a very productive offense to 1 yard in that fourth quarter. So how did that help Tebow? That helped Tebow go win that game. If Alabama, when they were ahead, went down and scored against our defense, Tim's not Tim. And probably the best quality that Tim has, he understands that probably more than I do. And he shares that. That's why the chemistry of our team right now is so strong, because great players have a tendency to destroy chemistry. You know, go watch the NFL. Go watch other professional sports. Go watch college sports. I had a team like that one time where the great player destroys it because it's all about him. It's not about that. In our program, it's not about Tim. I know a lot of people make it out to be that way. It's certainly not on the inside. You asked that question. If we had to play that game 3 weeks after, I lobbed it out there a little bit, and I'm not sure it sunk in. That was, I think, and I've only had 20 years, and I'm only 4. I think that's number 5 in the SEC for me. That was the most difficult football game that I've ever coached in, that, you know, from watching to being a part of. And I saw our players in that locker room after the game, and it was complete. 2 teams basically had everybody in that field going as hard as they can. How many times can you say that? Because, you know, 2 very good teams. So what was accomplished that day to go play back-to-back number 1s and legitimate number 1s, that was a phenomenal job by our players. And then I had 2 first-rounders sitting on the sideline in the SEC game. You know, you had Cornelius Ingram and Percy Harvin standing right there as the game's going on. So some guys really stepped up.